Hi guys, we're going to have a quick look at the concept of concept of circles. So that's the overarching theme for this particular page, and what I'm going to do is a resist technique. So these are all oil pastels, they are water soluble, so I'm going to use these. I'm also going to grab some good quality acrylic paint, so the sort that dries waterproof, like completely waterproof. I'm going to do a form of resist technique. I don't have any wax crayons, which is why I'm using the oil pastels, so we'll see what happens with them. Bit of purple on that, so I'm just drawing circles, and I know you can't see them very well at the moment, but hopefully you'll see them when we add some water to it. I'm just varying the sizes. There is absolutely no science to this. You could do other shapes, you could do zigzags, that kind of thing, but this is what I want to do for now. I'm going to grab some white paint and I'm going to paint some more circles on there, and then we're going to leave it to dry, and then we'll come back.
With the marks available to North Korea, Great Britain and Canada. They are separated by just 6 points from the last round. So, celebrations going on in the Malaysian camp. It may be premature, but maybe they're anticipating that nobody's going to quite do it.
Alright, so everything's dry, and you do need this to be dry before you do this. I'm going to take some watercolour paints and I'm just going to cover it, just give it a wash of the watercolour paint and get rid of my hair, excuse me molting. And then again we're going to leave it to dry and then we'll come back and do a bit more to it. There we go. So I'm just going to mix up a wash. What colour should we go? We've been doing yellows with this. Do we want to do yellow? No, let's do something slightly different colour-wise. So I'm going to go for a pink. I'm just going to start down the bottom here and I'm just going to run the paint over. Usually I'd mix up a light wash, but because of the size of the page, and it won't take a lot of water because of the paper, the type of paper dictates kind of how much water you're going to be able to chuck at it. And this particular one, I know from experience, is not going to take a huge amount. So I'm using this as quite a neat wash. Now you can see where the oil pastel is, we haven't got the same sort of resist effect, and that's just purely down to the the oil pastels being water soluble. But you can just see it, so you can see a bit up here, you can see a little bit up here, see a small one there, so you do get a little bit of differentiation there. Now I'm going to allow this to dry. I might give it another coat once it's, well yeah, I probably will give it another coat once it's dry, and we'll come back to it after that.
Sterling in the Malaysians. Now, North Korea.
The two Kims.
They do.
Right.
Oh, she's faltered! The diver furthest from us, Kim, has faltered. Now that means that the North Koreans will not catch China, will not catch Malaysia, and that opens the door for Canada and Great Britain. While Kim closest to us, right of screen, absolutely drills her dive, and her partner has an unfortunate wobble. Yeah. Ooh. Someone.
We're having a real delay on these scores,
Yeah,
aren't we?
well, it's worth the wait. Let's wait and see. Execution marks 1, 2, and 3 will be super low. Let's have a look. First 3, 4, 3, 3.5. 61, North Korea are out of it. There's 1 point separating GB from the Canada. 256 versus 255. It is a dead start. This is Canada's effort. Again, back 2.5 somersaults. 1.5 twists.
Only 7's needed to get into third place as well, which they are more than capable of doing. 9.3s to get to second. Well, that means 9.5s really, doesn't it? For Canada on their back 2.5. Last time we'll see this in the competition. Back 2.5 with 1.5 twists for Canada. Are they heading for third place in the final?
Oh my word, it is an exceptional dive from the very experienced pair from Canada. What a dive to finish on, that is world class. Wow, holding form, that could prove to be the dive that secures them the medal. They are going to be very close to Malaysia. They had a little bit of a gap to close. They're going to get 9s, they get 9s all over 9s on that. Wow. That might have put the medals out of reach for the British pairing of Tonya and Lois still to come. We have this agonising wait again to see what happens. It's a huge, huge score. Confirmation on your screens momentarily.
Well, it's 8.5s, not 9s. 80.64. Very tight, very tight. So we can pretty much work this out, can we not? 82? 82 does it. 82 does it for Great Britain to get third place. And it's exactly the same tariff, it's not the same time.
No, it's an inward 3.5 somersaults in the tuck position. Now this needs to be Tonya and Lois's best ever. Now what an absolute breathe deeply, smile. This is what you've done all the hard work for. And thanks to this time, the Olympic final. It's good, but that will not be good enough. The Canadians know that they've won.
All right, so it's nice and dry, and now we're going to come in with a baby wipe and just go over those bits covered in acrylic paint. And as you can see, the watercolour just lifts off them really nicely, and you're left with a nice white. Now you can't go right the way over like that, but you are going to start picking up pigment from here, and the paper I'm using isn't really strong enough for me to do too much with or to get too wet, like I've said before. So I'm just going to go over the areas where I want to try and remove the paint, just very gently, very lightly. I'm not looking for perfection, I'm not looking for beautiful white lines, I just want to lift the paint off the top. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, where the oil paints were, oil sticks were, you can do it, and it is pulling them off without damaging the paper, so you've got a nice layer there potentially. There we go, in a couple of places. Okay, one more to do. There we are. Alright, so again we're going to dry it because baby wipes are wet, and after that we'll get a pen out, and I think we'll probably do some lettering around them. Yeah, I like that idea.
What an absolute shame. Synchronisation was good, not good enough for a medal today. Well done, Tonya. Well done, Lois. Valiant effort.
Marks are coming up. Crowd are getting excited. We'll confirm it for you. Here they come. And 63.36. So ultimately, they moved down below North Korea because of the marks on the left. The execution mark 4.5 count, and that really has changed them in terms of their overall score.
Right.
And at the end, it is a...
So I'm just going to use the circles, and I'm going to add little affirmations to them, like love, hope, joy, that kind of thing. And this also helps with things like lettering, so if you're struggling with lettering, this is a really nice way to just have a play around and give yourself a good surface to write on.